Hey everyone, welcome back to Random Walk. In this video, let's go over the element in the room, gold. Warren Buffett's firm, Berkshire Hathaway, has purchased 21 million shares of gold mining stock. In addition, his equity holding changes in major banks such as Wells Fargo, JP Chase, and Goldman Sachs. These are according to the latest regulatory report filing, released on just Friday, August 14th. Since I'm invested in Berkshire Hathaway's hedge fund Expert Pi in my SEP IRA account with MI Finance, how will these changes impact my investment? Let's find out. According to Wikipedia, Barrick Gold Corporation is a leading mining company that produces gold and copper with 16 operation sites in 13 countries. The company was founded 37 years ago in 1983. It is headquartered in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It has mining operations in Argentina, Canada, Chile, a lot of countries in Africa, as well as the United States. In 2019, it produced 5.5 million ounces of gold and 432 million ounces of copper. And as of 2019, the company has 71 million ounces of proven and probable gold reserve. Barrick has been the world's largest gold mining company until Newmont Corporation acquired Gold Corp in 2019. Barrick expects to produce between 4.6 to 5 million ounces of gold and between 440 to 500 million pounds of copper in 2020. So Barrick Gold Company is a mining company at heart that mines gold, copper, as well as silver. For those who are long-term fans of Warren Buffett, you probably already know that he himself isn't a fan of unproductive assets of any kind, especially the commodity gold, for which he had a lot to say.
Well, the whole idea of investment is to lay out money to get more money back later on, right? And if you buy a farm or you buy an apartment house or you buy into a business, either one you own directly or one you own a piece of through stocks, you are buying into an asset that you expect to produce something later on. I like things where I look at the productivity of the asset. I've used this example before, but if you take all of the gold in the world that's ever been produced, it comes to about 165,000 metric tons. People like gold. When they get afraid of money, terrified of money, they run to gold, and then they hope somebody will pay more for it next year, because it isn't going to produce anything. That cube is just going to sit there and stare at you, and you can go, if you own it, you can go and you can fondle it, and you can sit on top of it and do whatever makes you feel good, but it isn't going to deliver it.
While Berkshire Hathaway now owns nearly 21 million shares of Barrick Gold, valued at more than $563 million, or about 1.1765% of ownership of Barrick Gold Corporation. The gold stock purchases, however, only accounts for 0.28% of overall Berkshire Hathaway's entire equity holdings. While Warren Buffett opened a new stake in Barrick Gold in the second quarter, his firm has exited investment bank Goldman Sachs, Burger King's parent company, Restaurants Brands International, QSR, and QSR also owned Popeye and Tim Hortons, which is a Canadian chain, as well as oil company Occidental Petroleum during the pandemic period between March and June. Berkshire Hathaway's 13F filing also confirmed that the conglomerate has fully exited 4 major U.S. airline stock during the same time period, including Delta Airlines, United, American Airlines, and Southwest Airlines completely. A quick segue to 13F, which is the information that I'll be talking about in this video, in case you're not familiar. So what is the SEC Form 13F? The Securities Exchange Commission, SEC, Form 13F is a quarterly report that is required to be filed by all institutional investment managers with at least $100 million in asset under management with relevant long U.S. holding positions. That means any short position or asset under management under 100 million or any investment to any foreign company equity are simply not required for filing. All U.S. listed equity securities such as stock, bond, ETF in the manager's portfolio are included, detailed according to the number or share, ticker symbol, as well as the issuer's name, which is a stock company name usually. And what is the timeline for filing the quarterly report 13F? Well, Form 13F is required to be filed within 45 days for the end of calendar quarter, or if that day falls on Saturday, Sunday, holiday, the deadline is next business day. So let's use the latest report as an example. For a position held as of the end of June 30th, Form 13F must be filed by August 14. That is the case, which is a Friday. Any Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway purchase long position that they have done or any exiting positions sold already happened between March 31st and June 30th. Anything they have done since then, any hedge fund manager, any purchase that they have made since the June 30th, you won't find out until the next quarter report filing deadline, which won't be until November 15th, unless it's like plus minus a few days. With that in mind, from the latest 13F filing, and among other notable moves, Buffett slashed stake in JP Chase by 61%, Wells Fargo by 26%, PNC Financial Services by 41%, and smaller cuts to US Bank Corp, MasterCard, and Visa. While the move might signal the end of his investment in traditional banks and financial firms, Buffett has not given up on the banking industry after all. After telling investors in May that banks were well capitalized and capable of weathering the pandemic. To his point, early in Q3, Berkshire Hathaway has steadily added Bank of American shares, and it's actually the biggest or the second largest portfolio position after Apple. Starting July 20th, the stake in the banking giant actually expanded to more than 1 billion shares of Bank of America, and that's up from 925 million shares at the end of Q2. So there was a high concentration of banking stock ownership for Warren Buffett, and since the Q2 changes, all the banking stock share value accounts for roughly 26% in Q2, and that's well below 35% from Q1. Berkshire Hathaway has kept the same stake in Apple, Amazon, Coca-Cola, Kraft Heinz, and others. Apple stock is the number one stock in Buffett's portfolio, currently owns 245.5 million shares of Apple, or 44.18% of equity holding, valued at almost $112.7 billion. That's right, Warren Buffett owns $112.7 billion of Apple stocks. Berkshire is also the second largest shareholder of Apple, just right after Vanguard Fund. So with all that in mind, let's take a look at my SEP IRA account on M1 Finance. The current value sits at $33,076. The total net cash flow is $25,689. And since the end of July 31st, I have contributed additional $1,500, which is more than what I have planned each month. But sometimes I can contribute a lot more, like $2,000, to boost the contribution as much as possible. Market gain plus dividend currently sits at $7,600, also has been up as well. The money weighted return or internal rate of return is 113.55%. It's been up since last time when I made a video from 97%. And the money weighted return is 113, but the simple return would be about 30%. My SEP IRA portfolio currently has 4 PI, 3 of which are using existing M1 Finance Expert PI hedge fund follower. There are Coto Management, Tiger Global Management, and Berkshire Hathaway, all of which are curated based on the 13F filing quarterly report that I talked about earlier. So since the latest report was just released on August 14th, Friday, and likely M1 Finance will update all the Expert PI's target stock holding, including adjusting percentages, adding new ones, and remove others either by Monday or Tuesday. Here are the changes likely happen to Berkshire Hathaway Expert PI stock target allocation on M1 Finance. And I'm using the data from this very intuitive website called wellwisdom.com that tracks and analyzes all the hedge fund manager investment and make them much easier to digest and also able to compare from quarter to quarter. And all these data are sourced from the SEC AGAR database. Keep in mind that each Expert PI on M1 Finance, regardless of stock composition, will always add up to 100%. Therefore, only the top holding will be included, and other smaller stock holding less than 1% or 0.some% will simply be excluded. For Berkshire Hathaway Expert PI shown here, Apple target allocation will change from 37% to 44%, Bank of America down to 11% from 12%, Wells Fargo will drop to 3% from 6%, US Bank Corp 2%, JP Morgan Chase will only be 1% down from 3%. Finance will likely add these following stock in the Expert PI in order to maintain 100% total for Berkshire Hathaway, such as Kroger, Store Capital, Barrick Gold obviously, and also adding the Stone Cold, and all the stock will be exactly at 1%. What I'll be doing for all these bank stock reduction, I'm planning to trim most of the stock bank holding except for Bank of America and American Express to get about $400 to $500 from selling down to its target percentages in order to manually rebalance the cash into other stocks such as Moody Corp, which is a credit rating agency, Costco, Kraft Heinz, Liberty Media, and Coca-Cola in the same pie and bring it up to its target percentages. And if I have some extra left over, I will definitely overweight into Amazon. As a bonus round for the past week, I have also been transferring stock from my Coto Management and Tiger Global Management into my own robotic and AI ETF to consolidate stock that I have actually already owned in different multiple pie. If you use M1 Finance account already and not sure how to transfer stock, bond, or ETF among your different pies in the same account, so I already made a video about this that explained the proper correct method of transferring the stock without liquidating them or selling them. I will link the video down below in the description, so definitely check it out. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video on M1 Finance, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Leave a like if you find this information valuable. If this is your first time here and you want to learn more about investing for the long-term investment opportunity and also sharing my investing and wealth journey with you, start now by subscribing and click the bell icon so you don't miss anything. Alright, see you next video. Bye.